Tires in Formula One, meanwhile, present themselves as black and beautiful but volatile this season. Without a doubt, they are the key to success. They have to withstand enormous forces. But how to decode their volatile attitude? Well, it's quite simple. We present you everything that you should know about the black gold.
Tires are a crucial part of both racing and safety in Formula One. Having a single supplier means everyone uses the same tires, but there are lots of options. There are 4 different types of dry tires we can use. Each is made from a different compound, and they offer more grip the softer they are. There's a super soft, which is marked in red, a soft, which is yellow, a medium, which is white, and a hard compound, which is silver. For each Grand Prix, Pirelli makes just 2 of these compounds available to the teams. And in the race, we have to use both types. The tire strategy can affect our racing performance enormously. For wet weather, we also have an intermediate tire marked in green and an extra wet tire, which is blue. Obviously those 2 are only needed if there's water on track, to make conditions safer by moving the water out of the way. At 300 kilometers an hour, the intermediate tire shifts 20 liters of water per second, and the wet tire 60 liters per second.
Each tire loses its grip after a certain number of laps. This depends on the tire itself, the compound, and the driving style. The super soft loses its grip earlier than the soft tyre, and so on down the line. As well as normal wear, tyres running too hot can blister, and tyres running too cold can grain, and this is responsible for the grip loss. The wear and tear of these tyres have to withstand is not comparable to anything else on the road. The tyre has its perfect working temperature window between 90 and 110 degrees.
Imagine at this temperature water starts boiling. I would never touch boiling water, but we start working with the tyres at this temperature.
We have seen races where tyres really reach their limits. At tremendous speeds of above 300 kilometers an hour, we all have to be sure that this tyre will withstand the enormous loads and the temperatures as well.
We're always looking at tyre degradation and wear. It's the same on a road car. It sounds obvious, but whether in Formula One or on the road, the tyres are one single thing connecting your car with the road. The better conditions your tires are in, the better performance you can get.
Meanwhile, Indian fans surely can't wait for their treat of high-octane Formula One action at the Buddha International Circuit at Greater Noida. But safety is uppermost in the sport, and the head and neck support system weighs only about 200 grams, but it withstands forces of up to 2 tons. Nico Rosberg and Andrew Chauvelin of the Mercedes Petronas team explain just how this works.
It looks pretty awkward, but this is a safety device. It's called HANS, and it protects my head and neck in an accident. It was only introduced into F1 9 years ago. It does a similar job to the airbag you have in your car.
In the beginning, it was too big to be worn in single-seaters. In cooperation with Mercedes-Benz, a more suitable version was developed in 1997. It has been mandatory in F1 since 2003. It's basically a shoulder bracing, made of carbon fibre, so it's very light, about 200 grams, and each device has to be personally designed around the driver.
The carbon structure has the 2 straps, which you can see right here. They have to be attached to the helmet. In an accident, the HANS device has made a massive step in reducing neck injuries for us.
Wir sehen hier ganz gut, wie das HANS-System funktioniert.
We see very clearly here how the HANS system works. Beneath this wide belt, which is standard in Formula One, is where the actual HANS system is secured. And if due to the enormous force of a head-on crash, the driver's head comes forward, you can see here that this belt stops it going too far forward and thus relieves the strain on the neck muscles and also on the driver's spine.
Aber auch die Wirbelsäule des Fahrers.
This is a human neck. As you can see, the atlas bone is holding up the entire head. Also, the ligaments of the cervical spine are responsible for the stability of the spine. In case of a sudden impact, these joints of the cervical spine are extended up to 5 centimeters. The head and neck support system reduces this extension and protects the neck against hyperextension. In case of high-speed accidents, the neck could snap like this match. With hands, it cannot happen.
It could easily withstand a force of 1 to 2 tons, and as a result, it is now accepted in Formula 1 and other motor racing series around the world.
Do you want to know something incredible? Every 7 seconds, somebody's life is saved by a road car airbag. Every 7 seconds. Hans is the airbag of Formula 1. It reduces neck motion by around 46% and the force of impact by around 86%. That is very significant. In fact, it's probably the one safety change in recent years that has most dramatically reduced driver injury.